Hi, I'm Jim Nunn, the National Director of Renovation Lending for Interlink Mortgage. And today we're going to talk about something that I get really excited about, and it's event marketing. I want to show you today how to set up a renovation workshop for not only realtors, but also contractors. One of the missing things that we miss a lot, I think, in renovation lending is understanding there's a lot of people that benefit from what we do. And not only do realtors benefit from our renovation loans, but so do home improvement contractors. So within this event that we're going to talk about today and how to set it up, keep in mind we would love to invite as many renovation type of contractors or general contractors to these events because they can bring you a lot of new business as well. Just think what they could sell if they knew they had financing to help their customers finance the renovations they want the contractors to do. So this is for realtors and contractors. What I love also about event marketing or doing workshops and events is that it gives us a reason to call realtors. We're not just calling them up with the same old thing like every other loan officer does. Hey, I'm a nice guy and send me some more deals. We're going to call them up with an opportunity to show them how to make more money and how to make it easier for them to sell homes using renovation opportunities. So let's talk about how we set up the event. So the setup of the event is important because it's all about how we set it up and the perception that our audience has when they come to the event. So we want to set it up properly. It's not just a quick, let's roll out some fold-up tables and some chairs and have an event. No, it's how do we make this thing something that they're going to think about and brag about to other realtors so that the next time you have an event, more people will come to the next one. So the first thing that we do is we look at who else can we partner with. Who else other than us benefits from realtors selling more homes? Well, the first person I think of is a title company. And what I like about partnering with a title company is they have sales reps also. And those sales reps are responsible for doing events and proving to their parent company that they're out there marketing. So what a better partner to have. The other thing that I like about title companies is they are probably doing business with realtors that you would love to do business with. When I partner with a title company, oftentimes the title company will help me with the marketing. They'll send out invitations for me, and they will invite their entire circle of influence to my event. By doing that, it now it's not all about me. It's about the title company and the partnership and how we can help the realtor increase their income. And then what I would also do when I set up the event is I would send a lunch and learn email. As we know, the best type of events are usually around lunchtime because realtors and contractors love to eat. Now, setting up the facility. First off, with the facility by itself, we want to make sure that it's a very nice place. It could be a restaurant with a facility within it for events. And then also, if we do it within a restaurant, we want to make sure that they have a really good lunch menu because we want to impress the socks off of our audience. If it's not about the content of the event, at least it could be about whatever it is that we feed them. So if we have a really good lunch, it creates a very good event. And then to get people to go to the event, we have to follow up. Sending out the email is a great idea. Doing printing and hand delivering it is another good idea. But the best way to get people there is to call them up on the telephone and invite them. And then, of course, do additional follow-ups with emails, and then follow up in person. Have flyers printed and take the flyers to each realtor and personally invite them to come to the event. What I've also found is that when we do telephone calls, a lot of times realtors don't answer their phone. Everything goes to voicemail, and then they choose whether or not they're going to return those calls. So what I found is if we have a really good voicemail message that we leave the realtor, it has a good response rate. So here's mine. Here's the one that I've used many times, and I'll just call them up on the phone and say, Are appraisal conditions killing your deals, or you can't find the perfect home for your buyers? We have a renovation mortgage program that has 0 seller required repairs prior to closing, and you can help your buyers buy the perfect location and move into the perfect home with as little as 3.5% down payment. I'd like to invite you to a workshop to show you how you can use our program to help you make more money. Please call me to RSVP. My name is Jim Nunn, and I'm with Interlink Mortgage. You can call me at 719-924-9801, or just reply to the email I sent you. Hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to us working together. So that's my message. Because again, 90% of the calls that I make, most of them go to voicemail. On the email follow-up, of course, I have several different emails that we send out. The first one, of course, is the invitation. Then on the follow-up, we've got an email called, "Do you want more listings that sell quicker?" And that's in the subject line. And in that email, it talks about how renovation lending helps listing realtors not only list more homes, but sell their listings faster. And then another email that we have is called "Renovation Lending is What We Do." It talks about how we are experts at renovation lending. And then we have property-specific emails. And what these are emails that are specific to one single property that shows before and after pictures of the property, and then describes how we use renovation lending to help buyers see what the house could look like after it's fully renovated, and how we have the money to make that happen. And then I always have success stories that I talk about when I do talk to realtors. Like, give you an example. This is one of our success stories within our company that I use for you folks as other loan officers. Keith Dugas is one of our Baton Rouge loan officers, and he shared with me that he joined Interlink in December 2013. He uses renovation lending to open doors with realtors. Keith tells me that when he shares with a realtor how he can help them get more listings as well as sell homes quicker, because us being able to finance both the improvements as well as the purchase of the home, realtors are always willing to talk to him. So to give you an example, just a few months after he joined the company, in April, he closed 3 203K mortgages that totaled just a little over $300,000. He closed each one of them in less than 30 days that month, and he had 100% customer satisfaction. I think this is a huge success story. Now, we have success stories for not only a lot of our loan officers, but also a lot of our customers. So if you need some of them, please let me know and I'll send them to you. So this is how we set up the event, how we get people to come to the event, and some of the thoughts behind and the excitement that we can generate using event marketing. What I'd like to do now is talk about what we do at the event, and then share with you a little bit about the presentation itself. So this is the actual presentation that we would do at a renovation workshop. In the opening talks, of course, I would have the loan officer that set it up be the initial speaker, and I would love to be the one that presents the workshop for you. If you want to do it on your own, that's great. I can teach you what we present. You can change it any way that you choose and do your own presentation. But if you'd like for me to come to your area and do the event, I'd love to. So in the opening part of the workshop, it's all about you and your commitment to their success, and you would then introduce me as the speaker. What we talk about most within the beginning of our workshop is what I would like to call our defining difference. You know, there's a book called The Blue Ocean Strategy, and in this book it talks about how everybody, it seems like in any industry, I don't care what it is, whether it's in real estate, mortgage lending, car sales, or any business, you've got that one aspect where everybody competes with each other, where they all think that they sell the same product. And this is what in the Blue Ocean Opportunity or the Blue Ocean Strategy book, they talk about is the Red Sea of competition. Like, for instance, with loan officers. If you were to go to a real estate office and you were talking to realtors and you told them that you have lower rates, better closing costs, faster turn times, better underwriting, nicer people, and better service, how's that any different than what the loan officer that was in there 5 minutes ago just told them? This is the area that we cut each other's throats. The only way we think we can get more business from a realtor is to create faster turn times or come up with easier underwriting or ways that everybody's talking about that they have within their company. It's not very exciting. This is almost like it should be the entry fee to get into the arena instead of what our strengths are. So that's what they call the Red Sea of competition. With realtors have the same thing. What differentiates one realtor from another? If one realtor is competing with another realtor to get a listing on a house, what makes them significantly different than the other realtor? Their Red Sea of competition is, hey, I can sell the house quicker for less commission. Because as you and I both know, realtors love to cut their commissions. Or they promise to sell the house at a higher price. And every experienced realtor will tell you that that's not a very good way to get a listing, because you're going to end up with a very upset customer because you can't sell a house for more than it's worth. And of course, they're going to work very hard. They're available 24/7, and they have a boatload of experience. So this is the Red Sea of competition for realtors, where they all compete at the same level. What the Blue Ocean strategy talks about is, how do we break outside of the Red Sea of competition and create a blue ocean of opportunity of uncontested market space, an area of market space that others are not competing in? This is what we bring to the table with renovation lending. This is uncontested market space for us as a lender, because very few people do what we do. It then also becomes uncontested market space for a realtor as well. Because what we're going to do is we're going to deliver a product that the customer never really realized was available. It's like what Henry Ford stated at the turn of the century, that he never asked people what they wanted in regards to transportation, because they would answer a faster horse. People could not conceive of what an automobile was. They only knew what horse and buggies were. So they couldn't tell you that they wanted, a car with more horsepower, or a car that would go through the mud better, or all-wheel drive, or fuel injection, or who knows what. They didn't know it would exist. So in our world, we're going to deliver a product to the customer they never really realized was available. We're going to help the customer find the right location and move into the perfect home. Realtors tell me all the time that a customer will come to them and say, I want to live in this neighborhood, and I want this type of house, and I want to pay this price for it. Well, a realtor can't just instantly make a house in the neighborhood. So what happens is a customer has to compromise on it. And all the other realtors out there that don't understand or don't come to our workshop is going to always make the customer compromise. What we're going to talk about is how the customer doesn't have to compromise, because we can give them the right location and they can move into the perfect home at a price they're willing to pay, which is usually below market. And we're going to take the question off of sales price and move it to design and function of their new home or the home that they are selling. The power of this is that instead of worrying about how much they're paying for the home, or how much their interest rate is, or how much their closing costs are, we're going to ask them questions like, what would you like to have different in the home you're about to buy? And we're going to help them redesign their kitchen. We're going to help them redesign the flow and function of their home. And we're going to help them design the house the sellers are leaving into the home the buyers have often dreamed of but didn't know how to make happen. We're going to create excitement around the possibilities and prove to them that they don't have to settle. They don't have to buy the right home, right location, and move into the wrong house. Or they're not going to have to compromise with buying the right house, but then not have the exact location that they wanted. We're going to give it all to them. And we're going to create a home buying or selling experience worth bragging about. when you look at just the general basics of the Red Sea of competition, that's not much to brag about. But having a house with an open concept with a brand spanking new kitchen with granite countertops and new appliances, what a neat thing to do. And the experience that we create for them from beginning to end is going to be one that is going to be worth bragging about to their families and friends. And the best part about all this is we're going to do it on time and as agreed. So this is the blue ocean opportunity of creating uncontested market space. This is what we're going to talk about in the workshop, and this is what we're going to get realtors excited about doing business with us. A few years back, the National Association of Realtors did a national survey, and what they were asking is how many homes were move-in ready at the time of sale. And the answer was 17%. 17% of all homes at time of sale were move-in ready and exactly what the buyers wanted. So what that means is that 83% of all the homes out there that were sold needed something done to them. This is the opportunity that we're excited about. We're not looking at the small pie of 17%. We're looking at the huge pie of 83%. And we're going to share with realtors, this is what we want them to focus on, is the number of homes that are being sold right now where the customers are moving into a house that's not exactly what they want. As a matter of fact, the National Census Bureau recently, in 2014, put out this study that shows that in the years 2009 through 2011, that's 3 years old already, but this is brand new news because it just came out in the 2014 numbers with the Census Bureau, that well over half of the homeowners in the United States made some type of improvement to their home. So again, this supports our previous slide where we talked about 83% of all homes sold were not what the customer wanted because there was something they wanted to do different to their home. So here's kind of a breakdown. It shows that homeowners spent $359 billion on renovation of their home. And we look at what did they spend the money on? Well, when you look at this chart here, it shows that roofing is probably one of the biggest ones, 7.5 million people. But look, just below that, kitchen remodels. $35.7 billion spent on kitchen remodels. 3.7 million people remodeled their kitchen. So this is huge. And again, the list goes on all the different things that people are doing to their homes. So when people are out looking at houses with their realtors, just think what they're seeing. The kitchens that need remodeling, the houses that need new roofing done, homes that have HVAC systems, heating and air conditioning systems in them that are outdated, that need to be upgraded to new, more modern and efficient ones. You're out there looking at these homes that need a lot of work. It's probably kind of a bummer for them because it's not buying the home of their dreams, it's buying every single weekend booked up with home remodeling projects and not having the money to do it. So with renovation lending, my point in this is by understanding how to leverage what we do, we can create a huge opportunity for realtors to help their buyers get the money to make the house the seller's selling into the home of their dreams. Now, when we talk to realtors, a realtor will tell us that they have two sources for income. Income they get from listings and income they get from sales. And we can ask them in 2014, how much did you get in listing income and how much did you get in sales income? Now, the majority of loan officers out there want a piece of this pie. They're going to ask the realtor, hey, send me some of your deals and I'll help you get them done quicker, faster, better rates, better underwriting, and the same old Red Sea of competition stuff. With us, it's different. We're going to share with the realtor that we don't want a piece of the little pie. What we want to do is make the pie significantly bigger and take a piece of that. And how we make the pie bigger is we're going to show them how they can make more money with renovation opportunities and how their 2015 income can be significantly higher than their 2014 income. And at the workshop, we're going to show them specific things on how we do this. Because again, it's easy to say, but they're going to say, okay, fine, how do you do that? And this is how we do it. When it comes to listing homes, we're going to teach realtors how they can walk into a home that they can see has a lot of deferred maintenance, or that's very dated, and it may be clean and neat, but it has 1970s carpet and paint schemes in it, or the kitchen is outdated. We're going to teach realtors how to list that home as is and use our Ready for Renovation marketing program to help them not only get that listing, but also how to sell that listing quicker for the maximum amount of money for their sellers. We're going to also show them how to turn excuses into commitment. And the way we do this is when a realtor goes on a listing or on a sales appointment with a customer, and the customer says, man, I love this house, but the kitchen is just all closed up with 4 walls, and we want an open concept kitchen. Or they want granite countertops, and they want more energy efficient windows, or new furnace, or who knows what the excuse is for not buying this house. What we teach realtors is that how do you take those excuses and turn them into a commitment to buy? And they do that with one simple question. If this house had an open kitchen with granite countertops and the appliances of your dreams, would this be the home you would like to own? If the answer to that is yes, the realtor says, well, let me show you the rest of the house, and then I'll show you a way that you can have this home with everything you want in it. And of course, the only way they can get that is through you, the loan officer, because you're the one that offers this program. So it's how to turn excuses into commitments. We've got an entire program that we do at the workshop that we show realtors how to do this, and I guarantee you they're going to go, wow, just based on this one thing. And then we're going to teach the realtors how to create a defining difference, how to market themselves different than all the other realtors do, because they now have the ability to turn any home in the perfect location into the home of any buyer's dreams. And that's truly a defining difference that makes them different than every other realtor in the marketplace. And of course, we've all watched HGTV, and I guarantee you the majority of realtors do also. And there's probably a program that they love, and it's called the Property Brothers. Watching that program is exactly the same as what we do. We can take a house at below market price, invest in it, the renovation, and the buyers can move into the home of their dreams and probably have significant equity in the end. And so I think every realtor out there wants to have the power that the Property Brothers have on HGTV, but they don't know how to do it. And so we're going to teach them how to do that, and then all in all, we're going to also show them how to enjoy the whole experience. This isn't the dreadful old 203K mortgage loan. This is the interlinked mortgage renovation loan process. It's totally different, and they really truly can enjoy the difference, enjoy the experience. So what they will walk away from this workshop is the understanding that they can become the realtor that does not make their customers compromise. They can have the perfect home at the perfect location and at the perfect price. And their 2015 income will be significantly higher because they work with you, a loan officer, that brings tremendous opportunity to them. Let me give you kind of an example of what we do. Look at this house. I ask realtors all the time, could you imagine driving up to this house on a listing appointment? Oftentimes realtors will tell me, well, I may drive up to it, but I'm not going to stop, because they know that there's no way they could ever get this house sold for maximum amount of money. Because, face it, the house doesn't even have a front door on it. But with Interlink's renovation lending program, a buyer could close on this home, and the seller would not have to do a single thing to it. We would not have a single prior to close appraisal requirement on this house. And then we would help the buyer turn that dilapidated home in the perfect location into the home of their dreams. And with our renovation lending program, we will fund the purchase as well as all the renovation into one single mortgage loan. So look at the contrast of these two pictures and just think, wow, look at what we can do with renovation lending. Now within renovation lending, we have two different types of programs we use. And we would go over each one of the highlights in the workshop of the FHA 203K. And the first thing we would talk about is the 203K is not a mortgage loan program. It's really just an insurance endorsement through HUD. Every lender has their own guidelines and processes as to how they do an FHA renovation loan and insure it with the 203K. So we would talk about what we can do with the program, the highlights of the program, and the type of customers that would fit this program perfectly, so they know. Then we would also talk about the Fannie Mae Homestyle Conventional Renovation Program. And this is another one that's powerful because we can go up to $417,000 in loan amount. We can do anything to the property that adds value, including adding a swimming pool or luxury items. We could do a home style renovation loan on a brand new house if all the customer wanted was a new backyard with a swimming pool, backyard kitchen, and a hot tub. We could do that with a home style. Super powerful program. So we would go over in detail in the workshop how each of the two programs work and which buyer fits which program. And of course, what we would talk about a lot also is our process. A lot of people think that our product is a mortgage loan, but really it's not. What we do with renovation loan lending, our product is creating an experience worth bragging about from the time a customer finds the perfect location to the time that they move into a fully renovated home. It's the process of what we do is more of our product than the mortgage loan itself. And so what I wanted to talk about right now is how we do what we do. The first thing of what we do is we work with realtors. So the realtor, their job in a renovation loan is first and foremost is to find the right location. Then, of course, get the contract signed, and we ask for a 45-day time frame from time of application or time of contract signing until the closing date. And then, of course, we need property access because the contractors will need to get in to give us bids. So really, the realtor's job isn't much different in our process than it would be under a regular purchase. Now, the loan officer's job, what does the loan officer do? Your job is the same. You do exactly what you do better than anybody else, and that's the credit side of the file. You take the application, you do the disclosures, and then you kind of help coordinate the renovation with our renovation specialist. And I'll get more into that in just a minute to talk about how that works. The renovation specialist kind of becomes your partner in the transaction. We do everything on our side, which is the property side, that needs to be done. So scope of work, order a HUD consultant, contractor bids, validate the contractor, order the FHA case number. So anything that needs to be done on the property side prior to appraisal, we take care of. What I really love about our process is the fact that we have one renovation specialist from start to finish. What that means is that when you start the file with a customer, you introduce the customer to a renovation specialist at the time of application. From time of application, you take care of the credit side. The renovation specialist takes on the collateral side or the property side, and that way we have two professionals working on the file side by side. You, the loan officer, are not having to get bids. You're not having to validate contractors. You're not having to go through all of the work necessary to get a renovation loan closed. The renovation specialist takes care of that. At this point, the loan application is complete. You've taken the loan application, you've introduced the renovation specialist, and we're now moving forward. You have all the buyer documents signed, and then you submit the loan to your processor. So that's the other thing that realtors like too, is the loan officer has total control of the entire process. You have the rapport with the realtor, and you are still in total control from beginning to end of the file. The renovation specialist will also work with a HUD consultant if one is needed. A HUD consultant is basically a property inspector with additional skills that helps create the plans and specifications for the renovation part, and then also becomes our eyes and ears in the field to do our inspections. Once the HUD consultant is complete and we have our bids from the contractors, the appraisal is ordered. Our renovation specialist orders the appraisal. When the appraisal is complete, our renovation specialist receives the appraisal and then goes through it to make sure that everything is complete within the appraisal report. If there's anything in the appraisal that needs correction, the renovation specialist takes care of that. But while we're doing all of this, the processor is processing the file. So as they're processing the file, and once they have the credit side done, they submit it to underwriting just like they would any other file. The underwriter does what they normally would do, just like any other file. Once underwriting is complete, of course, we go to our closers and we prepare closing docs. And then we close and fund the loan. So it's at this point right here where we ask for the 45 days from contract signing to closing and funding of the loan. The reason why we ask for 45 days isn't because we are slow at processing renovation loans. It's primarily because the customer needs probably about 2 weeks to determine what do they want to do to the house and how much is it going to cost. So we give the customer 2 additional weeks to determine their scope of work and find contractors to do the work. So at this point in time, the loan closes and funds. And then the renovation period begins. When the renovation period begins is when our renovation specialist takes over the complete file. Now here's the part that, again, we talked about earlier that I really like about our process, is there's one renovation specialist from start to finish. With other companies that do the 203K loan, what happens is at time of closing, the entire team changes, the file is shipped off to a different investor, and the customer is out there not knowing what to do or who to call or how do they get their money to do the renovation. They have to wait until the file is set up with another division, department, or investor. With Interlink, what is cool is the renovation specialist that started with the customer at the time of application is the same person who now becomes their draw specialist. So the customer doesn't have to get a different phone number or meet a different person. The person they already have rapport with is now the same person that's going to work with them through the completion of the renovation project. This is very unique to Interlink, and I love how it works because the customers love it. So once renovation begins, we have 6 months to complete it. So renovation has to start within 30 days of closing, and the customer has 6 months to completely finish the renovation project. So that's it from beginning to end. 45 days in the application, 6 months to get the house done. They found the perfect home, and now they can move in to a fully renovated home exactly the way they want it. This is as you can tell, we're doing this video pretty quickly. The workshop is about 60 minutes long from beginning to end. And one of the things that I want to share with the realtors at the workshop is how do they get more information. And so we have a website at interlinkrenovation.com. This entire website was designed and developed as a tool for you as a loan officer to use to share with realtors and other contractors on how to learn how we do what we do so they can make more money. So on this website, it opens up with a video right in the beginning. It's a 6-minute long video that was professionally done that shows how we do what we do. So anybody that wasn't at the workshop can watch this video and see the process and be fairly well informed as to how a renovation loan works. The other thing that's nice about our website is there's a link for home buyers. If a realtor says, hey, you ought to do a renovation loan, and the home buyer says, well, I don't know anything about it, the realtor can send them a link to the home buyer page on this website, and the home buyer can read all about how we do what we do, plus watch the video. It's extremely powerful for teaching other people about our program. It's the same way with home sellers. If a realtor is working with a home seller and the home seller doesn't understand how our program works, they can send them the link to the home seller page, which tells the seller that it's better to sell the home in as-is condition than to invest money into it and possibly paint the wrong color or put in the wrong type of carpet or who knows what that may create buyers to not buy their home instead of buyers to buy their home. So each one of these pages is very powerful. And then of course there's a realtor information tab, and this tab here is powerful for realtors to share with other realtors to show how we do what we do. And then there's also another video on the realtor page that talks specifically to realtors and tells them how they can create a defining difference using Interlink Mortgage and our renovation product. So this is one website that we will share with them at the workshop, and again, I think it's extremely powerful, and most realtors enjoy this part. Now, there's one thing that we talked about briefly, and it's our Ready for Renovation program. What Ready for Renovation does, and we would show this at the workshop as well, is it's like giving the realtor the power of what the property brothers have when they show buyers what the house will look like after it's fully renovated before they ever even purchase the home. I mean, what a powerful marketing tool this becomes. And Ready for Renovation can do this for your listing realtors or your selling realtors. The listing realtor could list a home and do a 4-minute Ready for Renovation video on that house that shows what the house could look like fully renovated. And the defining difference for the realtor comes when the realtor may be competing with other realtors to get the listing. Other realtors will tell the sellers that, man, you got to fix all of this stuff before I can list the home. Our realtor will tell the seller, hey, leave the house exactly as it is, and we'll do a Ready for Renovation video on it that will show a video of what the house will look like fully renovated. So one realtor leaves the seller with a list of work that needs to be done. Our realtor leaves the seller with an opportunity to sell the house as is and not spend every weekend trying to fix up the house. So this is our renovation workshop. It can take anywhere from 60 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on the number of questions as we go through. It's extremely powerful for you as a loan officer to start building rapport with realtors and open doors with realtors that would have probably never sent you a deal because they have their own in-house lender. Renovation lending creates that opportunity with those realtors because their in-house lender does not do what we do. And even if they do offer the 203K, I guarantee you they don't offer it the way that we do with all the opportunity that we bring to the table. So if you have any questions, please give me a call. If you want to schedule a workshop to be done, let me know. And my bags are always packed and I'm ready to travel. Hope you're having a great day, and hopefully we'll be talking soon.